The son of a presidential candidate gets calls all the time from before in government offering dirt on their opponent. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think this is unique in your experience.
Adam Schiff getting owned by John Durham. Quite hilarious if I do say so myself. But we're going to be diving into a little bit more of that because there's more. There's more. That was just a funny moment. Hope you guys got a good laugh out of that. Hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. All right? Join the family. And if you would like to support me even further, okay, there's a few things you can do. You can share this video. It's the arrow button down below. You can copy the link and text it to a friend, a neighbor, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin. I don't care. Send it to somebody. Share. Sharing is caring. You can go to DocRichClothing.com and check out my wonderful merch on that website. Or you can send your boy a care package. The only way to do so is via a super thanks right here on the YouTube platform. If you get like a comment that says, hey, message me on Telegram, that is a scammer. The only way to donate to me is through the YouTube platform itself via what's called a super thanks. Okay, that is it. It's the only way. One more thing. Question of the day. Question of the day. Are there any gray areas regarding any topics or things between Democrats and Republicans? For example, Second Amendment. Obviously, we know how Republicans feel about the Second Amendment. A lot of Republicans, look at it for what it is and says, shall not be infringed. Obviously, the other side of the political aisle, as we've seen, a lot of people don't feel that way. Do you see any gray area on something like the Second Amendment? Are you like, no, I like the Second Amendment. I think it should be pretty close to what it is, but we could go 10%. We can ban this one thing here. Or any other topics, with in between Democrats and Republicans that, they don't agree on. Is there anything where you're like, okay, there's a little bit of a gray area here on this topic. I like 90% of this, but I'll give the Democrats their little 10% and we'll work with it there. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. And with that being said, let's dive in.
Mr. Durham, you were appointed by whom?
Who
recommended you and appointed you?
As the special counsel?
No, as the U.S. Attorney.
As U.S. Attorney. It was President Trump at the time, with 2 Democratic senators from Connecticut supporting the nomination.
Mr. Trump appointed you. You believe Mr. Trump has pretty good judgment on people, their abilities, and their character?
I'm not going to characterize Mr. Trump or my thoughts about Mr. Trump.
Mr. Barr appointed you special counsel, is that correct?
That's correct.
Mr. Trump has called Mr. Barr a gutless pig, a coward, and a rhino. Which of those is correct? Which isn't?
In my experience, none of those are correct.
So Mr. Trump isn't that good of an expert on character and judging people. In your opinion, he isn't, because he's none of those. He's not a gutless pig, but Trump says he is.
Yeah. That's outside the scope of my report.
Also outside the scope of your report, apparently. Also outside of the scope of your report was apparently the meeting at Trump Tower between the Russians and the Trump boys, where they talked about allegedly adoptions, but we know it was really about sanctions. How was that outside of your report?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't quite follow that.
Meeting at the Trump Tower, Russian attorney came to the Trump, and Donald Trump Jr. was just wonderful, wonderful. We love it. We love it. Russian decisions to interact with the Trump campaign and influence the actions of the campaign, allegedly for adoption law, but really for sanctions relief. The FBI came up with that, did they not?
A meeting took place at Trump Towers on June 9th. The lure, as I understand it, was that there was derogatory information on Clinton that was going to be provided. They met, and as I believe in a HPSCI report, the HPSCI report fully laid that out, that the discussion then at Trump Towers was about adoption, not about anything relating to Mrs. Clinton.
It was totally about sanctions. You're trying to get rid of the Magnitsky Law. Adoptions is a ruse. Should you not have looked into that and seen what the Russians were wanting in return for that? Because that's the biggest thing
How does he know that?
Putin wanted at the time, was to get Trump to relieve his people of Magnitsky sanctions.
I think that Director Mueller investigated that, and I believe one of your House committees explored that. That was outside the scope of what we were looking at.
And it was outside the scope of your authority to look at Klimnik and Manafort meeting and exchanging polling data.
Was that out? I'm sorry, I'm not following your question.
Manafort. You remember Manafort, the crook that managed the campaign for nothing but got tons of money from different Russian people over the years that y'all pardoned? Mr. Barr later helped him with the commutation or pardon, I think a pardon. Manafort.
I know who Mr. Manafort is.
Yeah. He met with Klimnik and they discussed polling data. You don't know about that?
No, that Mr. Klimnik met with a lot of people, including people.
He
in
met
the
with
State
Manafort
Department.
and discussed polling data. Do you not know about that?
I'm aware of that.
All right. Why did you then not think it was a good idea for you to look into it and see if the FBI wasn't correct in that there was collusion, a connection between Russia and the Trump campaign to elect Trump?
My assignment was to look at the conduct of the intelligence community agencies, not to conduct a separate investigation that was done by the House or that's done by the Senate or was done by Director Mueller.
You don't think that if the intelligence communities, the FBI, others came up with this information and did good work, that should be part of your balanced report?
They are trying so hard to be like, no, he still did it. He still colluded with those Russians. He did it. They're trying so hard. It was already investigated. It wasn't John Durham's responsibility to go investigate something that was already investigated. That was already looked into.
I'm not following your question. I apologize.
Well,
If it's
I've
a question-
tried to follow your report. Mr. Donald Trump Jr. would have called it a nothing burger. You got no convictions. You got nothing. It was all set up to hurt the Mueller report, which was correct and was redacted, to hurt the Bidens and to help Trump. And you were a part of it. You have a good reputation. You had a good reputation. That's why the two Democrats supported you. But the longer you hold on to Mr. Barr and this report that Mr. Barr gave you as special counsel, your reputation will be damaged. As everybody's reputation who gets involved with Donald Trump is damaged, he's damaged goods. There's no good dealing with him because you will end up on the bottom of a pyre. I yield back the balance of my time.
Sure.
Can we presume the gentleman's undecided on how he feels about the former president?
Gentlemen, the witness can respond.
Yeah, my concern about my reputation is with the people who I respect and my family and my Lord. And I'm perfectly comfortable with my reputation with them, sir.
You dropped the bomb on me, baby. Run that back. That stung.
Concern about,
Gentlemen, the witness can respond.
yeah, my concern about my reputation is with the people who I respect and my family and my Lord. And I'm perfectly comfortable with my reputation with them, sir.
Well said. God bless you.
And received a round of applause. Yes. You love to hear it. You love to hear it, baby. You love to hear it. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Now, there's a lot about this whole situation that I'm still, not super aware of. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I'm no expert on all of this, but man, does it feel and seem like the Democrats are trying their hardest to still pin this on Trump. They are trying their hardest. The guy went as far as anybody who is hold on. Well, I want to get his exact words.
Biden's and to help Trump. And you were a part of it. You have a good reputation. You had a good reputation. That's why the two Democrats supported you. But the longer you hold on to Mr. Barr and this report that Mr. Barr gave you as special counsel, your reputation will be damaged. As everybody's reputation who gets involved with Donald Trump is damaged, he's damaged goods. There's no good dealing with him because you will end up on the bottom of a pyre.
He's damaged goods. Well, Mr. Cohen, might I interest you in some poll numbers, good sir? Mr. Cohen, might I interest you in some of the polling numbers out there? Might I interest you in some of the donation numbers that have come in for Uncle Trump? Might I interest you in some of those, good sir? Or will you say those are a bunch of piles of crap and you don't believe them? You know, it's just so interesting to me that they haven't figured it out. The more that they say crap like what Mr. Cohen of the 9th District of Tennessee, and goodness gracious, 9th District of Tennessee, what the fuck are y'all doing? Okay? Excuse my language, but, you know, I had to put some emphasis on that. Okay? I had to let you know, what are you doing? I am saddened that you put this is your guy. This is your guy. 9th District of Tennessee. This is your guy? Oh my goodness. What a shame. What an absolute shame. But back to the to Uncle Trump. It's very interesting to me that they haven't caught on to the fact that the harder they push, the more we get behind Uncle Trump. The more indictments that they try to press onto this man, the more money we send. And shout out to my brother that I checked out the other day. I dropped a YouTube short. I think I put his link in the description. Go give him a follow. But he stated it perfectly. He said, the more you indict, the more we vote. The harder you come after him, the more money we send him. It's not stopping. His poll numbers are going up. His poll numbers went up again after this last indictment. The harder y'all go after him, the more American people get behind him. I can't tell you guys how many videos I've come across. I'm thinking of one in particular. There was a gentleman, and where he was sitting down, and he was talking about, yeah, I was never a Trump supporter. You know, I didn't really like him, yada, yada, yada. But the more that I've seen this establishment go after him, the more that I've wanted to support him. And he said, I can now say in 2024, I will be voting for Donald Trump. I will be voting for that man. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And he went on into some other stuff that I can't really get into because I might get in trouble if I say what he said, because he said something a little questionable. After that, I might admit, now I don't know exactly what he meant by it, but I'm not going to take the risk in saying it. But it's just interesting to see that there are more and more people that are coming out and saying those same things. Former complete, including myself. I've admitted I was a Democrat before. I believed what the media was telling me. I didn't look into the information, didn't really care to look into it. But the more that they put Donald Trump in front of my face, the more that they investigated him and threw all these claims at him, the more and more that they put him in my face, the more that I figured out. It actually kind of backfired on them. And I think it's backfiring on them completely now, because a lot of people are ending up in the same position that I was in. Like, if they just would have, you know, stopped talking about him and threw 1 or 2 indictments at him and left it alone, he probably would have just faded off into the distance for a lot of folks. But they can't help themselves. It's one cut after another 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 cut. You know, it's just one thing after another after another. And when you're constantly putting someone in people's face, eventually they're going to say, let me look into this situation a little bit more. Oh, hold on, wait, somebody else did the same. Why aren't they in jail too? What? Wait. Oh, no. Hold on, let me look into this other situation over here. Hold on. So you mean to tell me they went after Trump, but not in this too? Oh, no. See, nope, Uncle Trump. I feel like that is somewhat of the progression of a lot of folks today that I'm seeing on social media. There was one video that I could think of off the top of my head, because I come across a lot. I may make another compilation video here soon of, you know, people supporting Uncle Trump, former Democrats, black people, LGBTQ community, Hispanics, you know, speaking out in support of Trump. I may make another compilation video, you know, putting all of those clips together for you guys soon. But there's another video that I'm thinking of where it was like a duet video where, you know, like the video plays and then the guy pops up and says what he has to say. Well, there was this leftist Democrat, this white guy, and I forgot exactly what he was saying, but he was basically saying something about how Donald Trump is corrupt and he's got all these indictments and he's been convicted of you know, whatever sexual misconduct or whatever, blah blah blah. And then the, you know, the clip flipped and it was this black guy. And he was like, "Hey, I'm still supporting him." And I bring that up because a few years ago, you would not have seen a video like that. And I'm seeing those types of videos all the time. People like Mr. Cohen trying to convince the American people not to support Uncle Trump. And time again, I see some of the people that they cater to the most saying, "I'm doing exactly what you're telling me not to do. I'm supporting Uncle Trump." It's honestly incredible. It's honestly incredible. You love to see it. But as always, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. And check out that video. You might like it. Peace and love. I'm out.